All right, guys, welcome, man, to this video. How to compare your manga to the pros is what we're going to be commentating on today. By the way, I'm LP, writer and creator of Nyobi. And we're going to have a look at this video from Koffee Comics, who decided that he's an expert. I mean, that's all there is to it, right? We must bow down and listen to this man as he gives us his words of wisdom. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to watch this video. We're going to watch him tear down my friend Tyler Carpenter of Draw and Talk. Draw and Talk, by the way, everyone go back. Girl with the Mega Fist. It's still got a couple of days left from the time this video has been uploaded, so please, everyone, go ahead and do that. This guy basically thinks that every person in the indies, right? Every person in the indies must be at a professional level just to even play in the yard. And I completely disagree with that. He goes on, rants about how we should take one of our comics or manga, whatever it is that you do, and compare it to one of the pros. So in other words, maybe I should hold up Nyobi to Jim Lee's X-Men and go, if my Nyobi book doesn't equal to Jim Lee's X-Men, then I don't have a place in comics, I don't have a place on the shelf, and I need to work harder on the craft to compete with Marvel and DC. The thing is, what this guy doesn't understand, and I'm going to correct him, we're not competing with Marvel and DC. Well, I am kind of now because I'm in the direct market. But on crowdfunding, it's a whole sort of different market. It's a whole sort of different level, right? We're not out to bury Marvel and bury DC. We're just out to do our dreams, right? Are there books out there that are not professional quality on Kickstarter? 100%. Of course there are. Are there books out there which art style or story that is going to disinterest me? Absolutely. But I would never, ever have the balls or the gall to tell someone that they shouldn't proceed if their shit doesn't look like the top level professionals of this industry. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this, and then we're going to play a bit. I'm going to stop. I'm going to commentate. And we're going to go from there. So here we go.
Somebody who knows the importance of a standard, the standard of what it means and what it means to present yourself as a grown man. To you, it might sound like I'm personally attacking these guys. I'm not. There is an importance of self-presentation that you are a man. And you sound like one. Because when you don't, and you sound like a teenage boy with a giant beard, that's demoralizing to the public.
It's also insulting to the man who you have on the screen. You want to say that this isn't a personal attack, but the first thing you do is criticize his looks and the sound of his voice. That is a personal attack, my friend, and you need to be aware of that. Let's continue.
Because it means those of us who do sound like real men will start to feel rather, full of anxiety that, hey, am I the only one who's kind of masculine here?
That sounds like a you problem. We've come a long way in society from trying to figure out and determine, quote unquote, what a real man is. It is 2023, my dude. You got to lighten up a little bit here with that shit.
I don't know, hey. And then before you know it, you're going to turn into a lollipop. Okay? I'm mentioning that because for me, it's very off-putting when I see guys like this. They don't seem like they're grown individuals. They don't seem.
You want to be in comics, man? You got to be a man's man. You got to be a man's man with a big beard and a deep voice to play in my world, son.
Mature. They seem like children who manage to get adult bodies and accumulate responsibilities to pay the bills. Now, in this video, he talks about how he made $10,000 in 2 days from his Kickstarter. Now,
all true, by the way, and I was a part of that. Tyler had My Sexy Witch Academia, which was sort of an off bet that we had, where I said you can completely fund a book without even marketing if you follow the certain Kickstarter metas. And Tyler, I don't think necessarily believed me, but he went ahead and put these practices into play. So I'm not sure if he's referring to My Sexy Witch or Super Plumber Sisters or even Girl with the Mega Fist. But yes, Tyler's books are extremely successful in our world. I mean, success is relative on what sort of measurement you're using. Is he a 100 grand, 6-figure creator? No. But I remember when Tyler first started out. I remember when I first started out, barely able to raise $2,000, and that's Canadian. Fast forward 9 to 10 years, and look where we are now. It's hugely successful. And not only that, Tyler's got some base IPs now that he can focus on and grow to even greater heights. I don't think this person understands. And if he does understand, then it sounds like to me, and we'll go through this as the video continues, that he's really coming from a place of jealousy. And you'll see what I mean as he keeps talking.
Tyler can't draw, plain and simple. I'm going to say it right now. And
this is not a personal attack, but this man can't draw. That motherfucker, he ain't real.
He made $10,000 through his Kickstarter, and he talks about it here, that most of his income after losing his job is through his Kickstarter, right? Kickstarter, Patreon, and so on. Well, his Patreon is making $100 a month. In YouTube, I don't know how much he's making with 7,000 subscribers.
Okay, well, I do. I actually talk to the man fairly often, and I have that information. First of all, if he's making $100 a month off his Patreon, great. Listen, I too have recently lost a job, and I too am focusing on my comics for a little bit just to see what happens. If I need another job, I'll definitely go out and search one. But $100 that comes from different places all adds up, right? So if he's getting $100 from Patreon, and I can tell you from sheer fact and knowledge that he gets, when he had all his videos uploaded, he's taking them all down now, but he had videos on there that were ranking him in $100 to $200 a month on YouTube, right? So now you're getting $300 a month, right? And that's just from YouTube and Patreon, let alone any other sources of income that he has going on, passive income sites, things of that nature. I'll tell you, if I can make $400 to $500 a month just by doing those simple things plus my Kickstarter, then I probably really wouldn't need to go find a job either, because that passive income from the videos and the Patreon and whatnot, there's some of your bill money, there's some of your pocket money. Okay, that's money that you get to use for other things other than dumping it directly back into the project. Let's continue.
And views under like 500 consistently. Like, I don't think he's gotten any views above 500. He has the same viewership as me.
Well, he's wrong on that. Tyler has had videos that had over 20,000 views. One of Tyler's earlier videos was how to write a comic book script, which is what really carried his channel to that 7 grand subscriber base alone. That one video where all those people came in because they were all curious to learn how to do something. And how-to videos, right, are one of the most successful types of videos you can do on YouTube, especially if your information is valid and worthy and correct, by the way.
Tiny, I'm totally tiny. So if we quickly look here, yeah, only one video is above 500.
This guy's so dense. He thinks that these are the only videos that Tyler has done. So let me correct Koffee Comics with a K. So Koffee Comics with a K. Tyler had hundreds of videos, and I know because I've been doing YouTube almost as long as Tyler, maybe around the same time, maybe a little longer. Well, me and Tyler would have to do the deep dive to find out. But I can tell you that he's had videos that were in the thousands of views, okay? Don't ever compare yourself to Tyler. You're not even in the same league. You're trying to punch up, my friend, and it's not working very well. You can't even if you're on a step ladder, you couldn't reach that high, okay?
Views. So already it makes you wonder, like, is he telling the truth? Is he really making money from YouTube? I don't think so, because as far as I know,
I have a buzzer for this. He goes, is he really making money from YouTube? Yeah, he was. Was it like thousands of dollars? No. But was he, for this guy to say that Tyler's not making money from YouTube, here's the answer to that. That is called wrong. He definitely was making money. What Tyler did was he stripped down his YouTube channel because He wanted to change his YouTube presentation. He wanted to shake things up. He wanted to go in a different direction. So he started the American Manga Creator vlog, if you will, and that's what his YouTube is right now, other than the sort of Monday night live stream. The reason why you don't see those videos is because they're all on private. They all exist, but you don't know, because all you know is what you saw when you came here without doing any research, without looking into Tyler at all. You just decided that, hey, this is a guy who's going to be the subject of my video, just like you are for me right now, Mr. Koffee Comics.
No, you have to have, you get money if you get 1,000 views or more. That's when the money starts coming in. If you get 1,000 views, it means you get $2 or something. That's what I know. But ultimately, this is the video I'm watching. 10K in 48 hours with his manga. Okay, let's look at his manga. He has a lot of variant covers from a lot of artists. Where is the actual contents? Those who've seen the contents of his manga, because now he doesn't offer it to read for free, and that's fine.
He has offered it for free, and he's offered his content for free on numerous occasions. I have a copy of, actually I have 3 volumes of Girl with the Mega Fist, to be honest with you. I bought those, but I'm talking digitally, right? He does offer his comic digitally for free, especially #1, to a lot of people. And the content is there. It's 200 pages of content, by the way, just so you know.
But there should have been, like, read the first 3 chapters for free or something, you know, so people can get used to it. He doesn't do that anymore. Instead, we're just supposed to believe that this story is good. When I read the synopsis of Volume 3 here, it says, the girl with Mega Fist continues the epic tale of Ilana, a girl who has been chosen by the gods to wield the all-powerful Mega Fists and is tasked to protect Earth alongside a partner presented by the gods. That's the main synopsis. I'm sorry, but that has no hook.
Absolutely it does. Look, he's on a 3rd part of an ongoing odyssey, an ongoing saga. Okay, he's giving you the information of what this is in the most direct form possible. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. Let's continue.
That has no hook. The gods gave this girl some giant gloves, and she has to protect the planet with her partner. I'm sorry, man, but that has no hook. That is that cheesecake quality sugar rush. It's not even sugar, because I'm sorry, the content, man, the contents of the actual manga, it doesn't look like a manga. Sorry that I can't show you here because it's not free to show anymore, but it's not the case. Here's a cover he drew himself. He drew this himself. Now, it's pretty dynamic. But ultimately, if you were to see this in its full glory, man, I'm not hating, but I'm saying this is the...
You absolutely are hating. You know, more towards the beginning of this video, you stated that Tyler cannot draw, period, in a story. Now you're a hypocrite, because now you're looking at that cover and saying, oh, you know what, it's pretty dynamic. Either it's dynamic, and it's dynamic because the guy can draw, or he can't draw at all. Which is it, my friend? Which is it?
This is what we have to realize about the internet, is that you can get away with no standards. And then he can sit here and say how much money he made through Kickstarter and all that, as if...
I have a feeling I'm going to be hitting that buzzer quite a bit. The internet, you know, when you put up a book sort of statement, has no standards. No. That's the wrong language. It has no limits. It has no restrictions, okay? You're right, you know, in the sense of standards. There is no guideline. But that's the great thing about doing independent comic books, is that you can do it your way. You know, even the guy who just wants to draw a book with stick figures and has absolutely no skill can still go ahead and put it out there. Whether you want to buy it or not, again, is not relevant. What is relevant is that someone out there might think it's funny, and maybe they do buy it, you know? So what you're doing is you're putting down your personal bias and your personal opinions, and you're trying to label it as fact. And what you're trying to do is tell the industry that if you're going to make these independent projects, that you need to follow a certain level of standards that you have dictated and compiled in your own mind. Now, I would like to see a response video from you telling me what the standards should be, so once again I can come in and respond and rip it all apart. Let's continue.
If it's a sustainable way of making income. He mentions that it is rather unsustainable just relying on Kickstarter. So he's going to use a lot of his social media to make sure that something keeps coming in. That is still unsustainable. That is still unsustainable. He mentioned something of the algorithm, that do what the algorithm wants. No, that's wrong. That's wrong, because the algorithm, you can do what it wants, but it's still not going to actually help you in reality.
Well, I never heard such lunacy in my whole life. Listen, if you do follow the algorithm, you know how to play the game, you can absolutely make the algorithm work for you. Tyler has done it. Listen, what this guy may or may not understand about Tyler is Tyler definitely has spent a lot of time in the field professionally doing market research. Okay, Tyler has studied YouTube quite extensively, and not only YouTube but other social media. You know, I would trust Tyler's assessment on how to work an algorithm and how the algorithm can benefit you far more than I can trust Koffee Comics, who says the algorithm doesn't matter. Of course it matters. That's why it exists. Okay? Period. End of story. Let's continue.
Like White Manga confessed himself, follow the algorithm, 500,000 subscribers, can't pay the bills. Can't pay the bills. So you see this deception that keeps happening here. I'm sick of it, guys. I'm sick of it. I need all of us to be honest and objective with ourselves. Take a damn manga that you like, put it next to yours, and see if you are worthy to be on the shelf.
That's not what you do. I'm not going to take work that's done by my artists and compare it to J. Scott Campbell or Jim Lee to see if they're worthy of being on the shelf. Okay, there are different tiers and different skill levels, and all of them are relevant and valid. Okay, and basically it's not even skill levels, it's just different styles. Tyler has a different style of art that may not appeal to you. Okay, now you can put him against any manga you like. And I'm not even knowledgeable on manga, but let's say My Hero Academia or Attack on Titan or One Piece or whatever the manga happens to be. You can go ahead and put Tyler's work on it, and it's going to look different. Yeah, of course it's going to look different. That doesn't mean it's bad. That is just your opinion. And opinions are like assholes. We all have one. Let's continue.
After that, if you are worthy, send it over to Image or Dark Horse or Boom Studios or Top Cow, whatever, because this...
We've done that. And by we, I mean me, Tyler, and others. And I don't do manga, but I definitely do, comic books. And while we didn't go to Image or Dark Horse, a lot of us have gone to Antarctic Press, which is very friendly to creator-owned comic creators. They're definitely a company who's been around for 40 plus years in the business, who's stuck it out, who's done great books like Ninja High School and Gold Digger, who had great licenses to animes, especially a big one a little known project, a little known property called Robotech. You might have heard of it. Now they got Nyobe, which is my book. They got Mary Machine Gun. They got Rags. They got Common America. They got Patriotica. Okay, the list of books that Antarctic Press is collecting underneath their banner, to me, we're starting Image 2.0, bud. Let's continue.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. A guy who relies too much on variant covers, I'm sorry, but that I can't trust that. That's American.
Why? I do variant covers. Variant covers are essential to the comic book business, and I'll tell you why. Because you can go to a Kickstarter and you can scroll through a Kickstarter, and if there's only one cover and that cover doesn't grab you, chances are you're not going to back that Kickstarter or buy that book. Okay, let's take it out of the Kickstarter realm, and let's just say it's in the comic book shop and you're walking and you see a brand new book. What usually catches our eye is the cover, right? Like, how many times have you heard the story? Yeah, those Savage Swords of Conan magazines were awesome, and I bought it strictly for the cover, and then I read what was on the inside. Variant covers offer variety. So while a person may not like the first cover they see, they can keep scrolling through the campaign, and maybe they don't like the first 2 or 3 covers, but maybe that cover number 4 by X artist is the one that grabs and they go, oh shit, that looks pretty cool. I want that in my collection. And they go ahead and back your book. That's why variant covers are essential. Let's continue.
American comic standards. I mean, there's so many random things. He's drawing a tentacle man, you know, screwing some girl over there. Oh man, oh no. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. There is no direction. These are cheesecake stories that come.
How do you know they're cheesecake stories? You're basing. You ever heard of "Don't judge a book by its cover"? Well, I just got done giving the speech that we do buy books because of the cover. You also can't judge a book by its cover. Because a lot of times you'll see. I'll use my stuff as an example. You'll see a lot of sexy covers from Nyobe, and the first thing that's going to enter someone's mind is this is a TNA book or this is a smut book. But when you read it, Nyobe never appears nude. She never has sex, and she doesn't even kiss anyone, right? So the covers are pretty, granted. They're sexy, granted. But the bulk of the story, right, in the end, is what matters. And the cover, you know, is a reflection of that. But our cover A's, which is the entry cover, usually is, you know, I shouldn't even say usually. It's always, in my case, done by the artist drawing the book and reflects on what we're putting on as a story. Everything else, the cheesecake covers that he's referring to, yeah, sometimes they don't necessarily directly relate to the story, but that's why they're optional. That's why we call them, quote unquote, variants. Let's continue.
Can't inspire anyone. You know, look at how much inspiration Berserk is throughout the world because it means something. It means something to overcome and resist the darkness. That's what Berserk is thus far. It's turning into something else. And Vinland Saga, I don't agree with Vinland Saga. That whole thing, you have no enemies, and some are going to say, but it's borrowing from Christianity. No, Christianity says they are enemies. So yeah, the author got jacked in the head with his Catholicism or whatever. But this is not inspirational, bro. Especially when we know that you didn't draw this. You know, like, what in the world is that? My sex.
In fact, he did draw some of them. He didn't draw that earlier image, Girl with the Megafist, but he has drawn some of these. In fact, I believe that this may even be his art right here. Is Tyler's art up to everyone's liking? Probably not. But people do like the book. People like this enough that all of Tyler's projects that he's been running have all been 5-figure campaigns. Now, I don't know if this guy runs a campaign or not, but I'm suspecting that he's jealous at Tyler's success and is trying to put Tyler down in order to make himself feel better. Which is, you know, something that we see happen all the time in this industry. Why? Because as much as people like to think that we're all singing in kumbaya and holding hands, we're really not. A lot of us are in competition with each other. We know that there's only X amount of dollars and X amount of buyers, and we want that person to be buying our book before they buy someone else's. That's harsh, yes, but that's reality. Let's continue.
Sexy Witch Academia, it's jacked. Like, look at the... Never mind. What in the world is that? There's no direction. And that's the problem with all these internet guys who want to say you can just thrive on the internet. Not all of you can. This is not 2010. The internet's saturated now and standards are low now, and you think you can get away with it. No, you can't get away with it, man. If you...
While there's lots of saturation going on, and I agree with that part, You absolutely can get away with it. If people are willing to buy from you, regardless of what it is, regardless of how shitty you think that artwork is or how great you think that artwork is, if people are coming to buy it, it means something to somebody, which means he absolutely can get away with it. You may not like it, but you are not the authority around here. You understand? Let's continue.
You want to make your dream a reality. As I said, it has to be within your circumstance, and you are going to have to go through image. Because if you can't sell anything in America, you're not going to sell in Japan, plain and simple.
You don't have to go through image. Everyone looks at image as the top dog, but what we're quickly finding out is that other companies, again, I'll mention Antarctic Press because I personally deal with them, so I can speak on this, are, been in the business longer than image, may not be as popular as image yet, but we are growing and we're taking in great IPs, great properties. That is expanding the catalog of Antarctic Press more so now than probably any other year that it's been in existence. Let's continue.
I mean, just forget about it, right? I mean, not to say you don't have to try. You can enter the competitions in Japan. Sure, I recommend that you do that. But I'm saying if you can't have a decent product, completed product, that at least a few people in the West can be like, yeah, this is quality, then, dude, it's not going to work out, man. I need all of us to please snap out of it. Please snap out of it. Like, I'm going to go again. And you can say I'm bashing Tyler personally. This is not a personal attack.
No, it absolutely was. You're jealous. It is a personal attack. You made a whole video about him to put him down. I can't see this as any other way. When you show someone's face, when you bring up their name, when you bring up their appearance and their voice, you're not just solely focusing on the work anymore. You are definitely making a personal attack.
It's just so important for all of us that if we're going to present ourselves, there has to be a standard in how we present ourselves.
No, there doesn't. Again, you're using the wrong word. There is no standards, right, in this topic. What you should be saying, there is no limits and no restrictions, which is absolutely true. Okay, we don't have to go by and live by and abide by your preconceived notions of standards at all, my friend. Let's continue.
Because this is not inspiring. Andrew Tate, as much of a liar he is, as much as I love Allahu Akbar, but I still have a webcam business, people still like the guy because there's this presentation about him that is inspiring. You look at him, you want to do better with your physical condition. Not that you have to be buff and all that, but for goodness sake, you just gotta be better, man.
You gotta be a man's man, God damn it. You gotta have hair, and you gotta have a beard, and you gotta have a deep voice. He's going back to that sort of thing, you know what I mean? Again, attacking Tyler on not being a shape as much as he thinks Tyler should be. For the life of me, someone needs to answer this for me. How in the hell is Tyler's physical appearance anyway related to the work that Tyler's putting out and the work that this man is trying to criticize? How is his appearance relevant to the conversation? Please answer me that, Koffee Comics with a K.
Gotta be better. That's all I'm saying. Because this thing of no standards and just allowing yourself to be floppy, and it obviously trickles into your work, and then your work looks floppy. Man. That's all I'm saying. Just be better. Just do better, know better, please. I don't have to make fun of anybody. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm out here saying we need to do better and we need to have standards. And the best way to go about it now is that, dude, you gotta work hard to make sure that you are worthy to be on that shelf, and then you email image. Heck,
All right, he's right and wrong. I'll talk about the right. You're right. You gotta work. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta. There's blood, sweat, and tears that come into all of this. Okay, but to go to image as the end all be all, again, here's the button. You're wrong. Okay, image is not the only game in town. You got to learn this, my friend. Now, I know being stuck in South Africa, it might be a little hard for you to catch up with the rest of the world, but I'm sure you have it in you because we do have the internet.
A lot of you in America. I'm in Africa. You could walk to Image's office. Okay, fine. It's in California. You might be in Texas or wherever. But if there's a convention, you can plan. You can go there and show your portfolio. You have options. You have a chance. A better chance than some of us across the ocean. You don't have an excuse.
That's wrong too. You have the same chances as Tyler. Okay, maybe you can't literally go to a convention and show a physical portfolio, but rarely does it even work that way anymore. That's not how it's done. I mean, I'm sure you can still do it that way, but the way it's done now is digital submissions, right? You want to submit the image. You're not going up to an image editor at a con and showing them your portfolio at this point. You are emailing them with PDFs of your work. That is what you're doing these days. So you have just as an equal chance as anyone else. So those words, flat out wrong.
This stuff, this is, dude, $18 for a flipping volume? This is insanity.
Incorrect once again. $18 for a 200-page book is extremely cheap. In fact, I was telling Tyler he should be charging more. If that was my book, and it's not, but if it was, I'd be legit charging $25 to $30, not $18. At $18, he's not making very much money. $18, he might as well be giving the damn thing away, okay? I do 24-page floppies for the most part, right? American Western style comics. This guy seems to be like more of a manga guy, but I do American style comics, 24 pages, maybe sometimes 30, you know, in and around that bracket. And for my variants, I charge more than $18, my friend. And guess what? People buy them. So not only is $18 sound and reasonable, he could actually go higher. Let's continue.
That's
okay. So he's wrong on what he's saying here. $18 is very sound and reasonable for a 200-page book. That's what this is. It's a 200-page book. Okay, Tyler could go 25 or 30, and guess what? People will still buy it. Tyler doesn't do that. He gives it at $18 because he wants it to be affordable for people to get. The more affordable it is, the more people are going to read it, okay? You think it's too much. I think it's too little. Let's continue.
Absurd. Who in the world is going to pay $18 for this?
I don't know. All the people that went to his Kickstarter and gave him close to $20,000? How about that?
You are out of your mind, Tyler. Along with D13 Mon Studios, this guy, they both like are not living in reality. Guys, don't be the princess syndrome, whatever, who's stuck in their own tower and think they're so wonderful. No, man. Nah, dude. Nah, you see what I mean with this like convention stuff? This is no different to a yard sale, bro. You out here printing all this stuff. You're not even making profit. How much did you spend to print all this? You're always gonna make a loss. Where is he selling this? It's a yard sale next to the road.
Sell however you can. Okay, if you're making profit, if you're selling books, and you're having a good time doing it, then go ahead and do it. If this is an outdoor market and you do see people buying books, they're obviously buying books and holding them up and taking pictures with them, and you're having a great time, yeah, maybe you are making profit. Maybe you're not, right? Who knows? But you have to be out there putting in the work, and what we would say in the wrestling business is paying your dues. It's all part of the grind, my friend.
I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm just tired of people just falling into traps. Do what I did. Take your book, put it next to somebody that you like, your favorite artist, because you can't be like this guy. His name is Jamal. You can't be like Jamal, man. You say, I love the artwork of Berserk. My stuff is gonna be like Berserk, and you're like 27 or 37, and your artwork looks like Nizerk, not Berserk. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is demoralizing, bro, and it makes people comfortable and squishy and be like, oh, I don't have to try so hard. Okay, yay. No, man, no.
If you think, I don't know about this guy on the screen, but if you think that Tyler doesn't try hard, then you're out of your fucking mind. Tyler is one of the guys that, you know, puts in the most work than a hell of a lot of other creators that I see. Tyler is drawing every day. Tyler is marketing every day. Tyler is promoting every day. Tyler is doing show after show after show. And his work shows for it in the successes of his Kickstarters, okay? He's not sitting there being all lazy and just half-assed throwing something together. If he was, that would show. That would show in the results of his backers and the money being made, okay? You want to put a metric on success? Here's the metric. Money. If you are selling books, that means people are buying books. That means people are reading books. If you're not making any money, that means no one is buying your stuff. Clearly, people are buying Tyler's stuff, and they're enjoying it because he's now on volume 4. And guess what? They keep coming back. Let's continue. We're almost done, by the way.
No. The only way in is through the traditional way. Go through the traditional way. That's how you're gonna get a chance, because staying like this, you're playing games. You're just having a yard sale. So, Tyler, I'm not attacking the guy personally, but I'm allowed to have my opinion. You're allowed to have yours, whatever. And
Great. Absolutely agree. And as like I said, opinions are like assholes. We all have one. And I absolutely am making this video and giving you my opinion. And you don't have to like it, but it is a pill you're going to swallow.
I say this is uninspiring. This is some floppy fish action. This is just jacked. This is just messed up. Let's do better, people.
Okay, and so that's the end of the video. So he did give his opinion. He thinks it's messed up. He thinks it's jacked. He thinks Tyler's lazy and sloppy. Having known Tyler for over a decade, I can tell you all that's wrong. I can tell you this guy is demoralizing. This guy is trying to dictate how everyone should operate. And we've seen these guys come around time and time again who think they have all the answers but have no success in doing it, okay? If you had success, it would show in your numbers, and they clearly don't, Coffee with Comics. And you clearly sound very bitter and very jealous and very angry, you know, that you see a guy like Tyler doing what you wish you could do, and he does it better. It's simple and a story of fact. And I'll leave it at that, guys. Let me know what you think about Coffee's Comics take on Tyler Carpenter. Is he right? Is he wrong? I want to know down in the comment section below. And while you're at it, go ahead and like the video, click the bell for notifications, and subscribe to this channel, because you're going to see a lot more videos like this coming up in the future, okay? Peace out, man.